Olivia Reeves looked at the screens in front of her and sighed. She was the chief engineer on the human ship called the Nomad's Fortune. This was her first job in deep space, and now she was stuck. 3 months into her trip, their ship had picked up a cry for help. It came from the Cygnus Void, a part of space where ships rarely went. Captain Samantha Blackwood had been careful, but in the end, she decided to help when she heard how scared the alien voice sounded. But as they got close to the alien ship, something hit the Nomad's Fortune. It was probably a tiny space rock. Now both ships were floating without power in the empty space. "We're getting a message," said Heather Mills, who worked with the ship's communication systems. Her voice was tight with worry. The main screen on the bridge turned on. It showed 3 figures that looked almost human, but not quite. They were clearly female, but they had skin that shone with blue and purple colors like pearls. Their eyes were too big and bright to be human. They had ridge-like bumps where humans would have eyebrows. The tallest alien stepped forward. She moved like water flowing in a stream. "I am Commander Z Nara of the Celestial Sovereignty ship Twilight Eternal," she said. Her voice was like music that strained. "We thank you for answering our call for help, but it seems you now have the same problem we do." Olivia noticed something strange about how the aliens looked at the humans. They seemed both interested and horrified. Later, Olivia would learn why. To these aliens, humans came from what they called a death world, a planet with strong gravity, lots of radiation, and harsh conditions that had made humans very tough. The aliens found this scary. While Captain Blackwood talked with the aliens about how they could help each other, Olivia couldn't shake the feeling that the aliens weren't telling the whole truth. Something more than just a broken ship was wrong, something that made these beautiful, advanced beings afraid. Olivia went to the meeting room where Captain Blackwood was looking at pictures of the alien ship's engines. "Their power system is like nothing I've ever seen," Olivia told the captain. "It looks like they can bend space somehow. Can you fix it?" Blackwood asked directly. Olivia ran her hand through her short reddish-brown hair. "Maybe, if I can figure out how it connects to their main power. But Captain, there's something else," but she showed another picture on the screen. "This ship has weapons that were used recently. Big weapons. And these spaces here? They're strong like prison cells, but they're empty now." Blackwood's face got darker. "They told us they were scientists. Whatever they are, they're running from something," Olivia said quietly. The trip to the alien ship was tense. Olivia and her small team of engineers were met by Z Nara and 2 other aliens. One was Alea Val, the ship's scientist. She was thin with silver-white hair that seemed to float like it was underwater. The other was Kirisoth, the security chief. She stood stiff and kept her hand near what Olivia thought was probably a weapon. "You can breathe our air, but our gravity is lower than your world's," Alea Val explained in a soft, curious voice. "You may find it easier to move here." "We can adjust?" Olivia replied with a smile. She noticed how Kirisoth jumped back a little when she showed her teeth. Apparently, that was seen as a threat in their culture. As they walked deeper into the ship, Olivia saw signs of battle damage that had been carefully hidden from outside scans. There were holes in the walls that had been quickly fixed, energy fields covering damaged areas, and the smell of electrical fires that had just been put out. "You weren't damaged by something natural in space," Olivia said, stopping suddenly. "You were in a fight." The 3 alien women looked at each other, sharing a silent message. "Yes," Z Nara finally admitted. "We were attacked by the Void-born hegemony. We are not just scientists. We were moving political prisoners when our group of ships was surprised by enemies. We are the only ship that got away. And the prisoners?" Olivia asked, already guessing the answer. "We had to let them go during the attack," Kirisoth said flatly. "It was either that or let them die when the life support systems failed in the prison section." Olivia felt cold fear run down her spine. "So there are escaped prisoners, maybe dangerous ones, somewhere out here in empty space?" "Yes," Z Nara said. "And the hegemony ships are still searching. For them, and for us." Olivia's mind was racing. The story made sense, but something still felt off. Why would a science ship be moving political prisoners? And why did the aliens seem so nervous around humans specifically? That night, back on the Nomad's Fortune, Olivia shared her concerns with Captain Blackwood. "I don't trust them completely," Olivia said, "but I also don't see that we have much choice. Their ship is more advanced than ours. If we can get it working, it might be our best chance to get home." Captain Blackwood nodded. I agree. But keep your eyes open, Reeves, and report anything unusual directly to me. Yes, Captain, Olivia said. The next morning, Olivia prepared to begin the real work on the alien ship. She packed her tools and a small computer that could help translate alien technology. As she was about to leave, Heather Mills stopped her. Be careful over there, Heather said. I've been listening to their communications when they think we can't hear. They keep talking about something called the specimen opportunity. I don't know what it means, but they only say it when talking about us. Olivia felt that cold fear again. Thanks for the warning. I'll be on guard. As she boarded the shuttle to the Twilight Eternal, Olivia couldn't help but wonder what she was really getting into. The vast emptiness of space suddenly felt more dangerous than ever before, not because of the lack of air or the freezing cold, but because of the secrets hiding behind those alien eyes. She was about to enter a ship full of beings who saw humans as something frightening and foreign, creatures from a death world. And yet, they needed her help, or at least they were pretending they did. Olivia checked the small laser cutter tucked inside her boot. Captain Blackwood hadn't officially approved weapons, but she hadn't forbidden them either. Sometimes being a Deathworlder meant being prepared for the worst. The shuttle docked with a soft bump. Olivia took a deep breath and prepared to face whatever waited on the other side. Elea Val led Olivia through the curving hallways of the Twilight Eternal. The ship was beautiful inside. The walls glowed with soft light and colors that changed as they walked. It was nothing like the practical plain halls of human ships. This way to our engine room, Elea Val said. Her voice was gentle, but Olivia noticed how the alien kept a careful distance between them. They reached a large round door that slid open silently. Olivia gasped at what she saw inside. The engine room was huge. In the center floated a crystal structure that spun slowly inside several metal rings. It glowed with blue-purple light and made a soft humming sound that Olivia could feel in her chest. This is our dimensional fold initiator, Elea Val explained. Her big eyes watched Olivia with interest. It makes a small break in space that lets our ship slip between the layers of reality. Olivia walked around the crystal, studying it carefully. Her mind worked quickly to understand this alien technology. It's damaged here and here, she pointed. The alignment is off by about 15 degrees and these parts here are completely dead. Kirisoth made a surprised sound. How can you tell? Our own engineers said the damage was too small to find without special tools. Olivia shrugged. On our death world, we learn to fix things with whatever we have. When tools are too delicate or expensive, you learn to see patterns, to understand how systems should work. As Olivia began working on the alien engine, she noticed more aliens gathering to watch her. They all seemed to be female, and they all kept their distance. They whispered to each other and pointed at her, clearly fascinated. Why are they all staring? She asked Elea Val while fixing a difficult part. The alien scientist tilted her head. You are not what we expected. In our information about humans, especially from your military groups, you are shown as rough, aggressive beings whose technology is mostly for war. And yet, she continued, her voice getting quieter, here you are, understanding our most advanced technology without training. It is surprising, Olivia smiled. Humans are adaptable. It's how we survived on our death world. And not all of us are soldiers. Most of us just want to explore and learn. Elea Val seemed to think about this. Perhaps our information isn't incomplete. As the day went on, Olivia made progress fixing the engine. But she also began to notice things that didn't match the alien story. The damage didn't look like it came from weapons. The ship's records had missing parts, and twice she saw rooms being quickly closed before she could look inside. During a break, Olivia used her small computer to scan the ship secretly. The readings showed that the life support systems in what they called the prison section had never failed. In fact, they were still running, but the section was empty. What are you hiding? Olivia whispered to herself. That evening, back on the Nomad's Fortune, Olivia reported to Captain Blackwood. Something's not right, Captain, she said. Their story has holes. Big ones, Blackwood nodded. Our scans show their communications array is designed to send fake distress calls on many frequencies. They could have been calling for help for a long time. But why? Olivia asked. What do they want from us? I don't know, Blackwood said. But until we figure it out, we need to play along. How long until you can fix their engine? 3, maybe 4 more days, Olivia estimated. It's complex, but I'm starting to understand it. Good. Keep working, but stay alert. And take this. The captain handed Olivia a small device. It's a subspace communicator. If anything happens, press this button. We'll come get you immediately. The next morning, Olivia returned to the alien ship. The aliens seemed more relaxed around her now, especially Alea Val, who asked many questions about Earth and human technology. Your species adapted to such harsh conditions, she said with wonder. High gravity, dangerous animals, extreme weather, radiation from your sun. How did you survive? We're tough, Olivia said simply, and we work together. Humans are good at solving problems. Yes, I can see that, Alea Val said, watching Olivia's hands as she fixed a complex circuit. You have a natural understanding of systems. While they talked, Olivia noticed Zinara and Kirisoth having a heated discussion in the corner. They spoke quietly in their own language, but their body language showed they were arguing. Kirisoth pointed at Olivia several times. Later, while Alea Val was called away, Olivia took the chance to access one of the ship's computer terminals. Her translation program wasn't perfect, but it let her navigate the alien system enough to find something disturbing. A set of files labeled Specimen Acquisition Protocols. Before she could open them, she heard footsteps approaching. She quickly closed the terminal and pretended to be working on a nearby panel. Kirisoth entered, her posture stiff. How is the work progressing? Good, Olivia said casually. I should be able to test the alignment systems tomorrow. The security chief studied her with cold eyes. Commander Zinara wishes to invite your captain and crew to a ceremony of gratitude once repairs are complete. It is our way of honoring those who aid us. That's very kind, Olivia said, forcing a smile while being careful not to show too many teeth. I'm sure Captain Blackwood will be honored. After Kirisoth left, Olivia returned to work, but her mind was racing. A ceremony with the entire human crew aboard the alien ship? It felt like a trap. That night she couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the strange things she had seen on the alien ship. The hidden rooms, the missing records, the specimen acquisition protocols. It all pointed to something disturbing. Olivia decided to take a risk. The next day she smuggled a small scanner to map the hidden sections of the alien ship. As she worked on the engine, she set the scanner to quietly map the areas that were kept off limits to her. By midday, the scanner had collected enough data to show something chilling. A large section of the ship contained what looked like laboratory spaces and what could only be described as cages. Large cages, big enough for human-sized beings. Her heart raced as she downloaded the scanner data to her personal device. She needed to get this information to Captain Blackwood. Whatever these aliens were, they weren't just scientists or prison guards. They were collectors, and Olivia was starting to fear that humans might be their next acquisition. As she was about to leave for a break, Alea Val approached her with an unusual request. Would you join me for a meal? The alien scientist asked. I have many questions about your world, and I find your perspective refreshing. Olivia hesitated. This could be dangerous, but it might also be a chance to learn more. I'd be happy to, she said, making sure the communicator from Captain Blackwood was secure in her pocket. As they walked toward what Alea Val called the nourishment chamber, Olivia noticed they were taking an unfamiliar route, one that led toward the hidden section her scanner had mapped. Her hand moved slowly toward the communicator in her pocket. Alea Val led Olivia down a hallway she hadn't seen before. The walls here were darker with fewer lights. Olivia kept her hand near the emergency communicator in her pocket, ready to call for help if needed. Your work on our engine is impressive, Alea Val said. No one from your species has ever seen our technology before, yet you understand it so quickly. Engineers are the same everywhere, I guess, Olivia said, trying to sound calm. We see problems and we fix them. They turned a corner and Olivia tensed, expecting to see the laboratory area her scanner had found. Instead, they entered a small, peaceful room with a table and chairs. The table held containers of what looked like food. Please sit, Alea Val said. This is my private dining area. I thought we could speak more freely here. Olivia sat down carefully, still alert. What did you want to talk about? Alea Val's large eyes studied her. I am concerned about Commander Zinara's plans. Not all of us agree with them. This was unexpected. Olivia leaned forward. What plans? The ceremony she has invited your crew to attend. It is not simply for gratitude. Eleaval's voice dropped to a whisper. Your people would be studied. Some would not survive the process. Olivia felt cold. Her suspicions had been right. You're collectors. You gather specimens from other worlds. The celestial sovereignty believes it is their right to study all life forms, especially those from Deathworlds. Such species are considered dangerous but valuable for research. Eleaval looked down. I used to believe this was necessary for scientific progress. Now I am not so sure. Why are you telling me this? Olivia asked. Because you have shown me that humans are more than just strong creatures from a harsh world. You are intelligent, adaptable. You deserve to be treated as equals, not specimens. Eleaval pushed a small device across the table. This will help you access our main computer. You can learn the truth for yourself. Olivia took the device carefully. Thank you. But why help me? Won't you get in trouble? Perhaps. But I have been questioning our ways for some time. Meeting you has changed my perspective. Eleaval stood up. I must return to my duties before anyone suspects. Be careful, Olivia Reeves. Not everyone shares my view. After Eleaval left, Olivia quickly examined the food but decided not to eat it. She couldn't be sure it was safe for humans. Instead, she used the device Eleaval had given her to access the ship's computer. What she found confirmed her worst fears. The Twilight Eternal was indeed a research vessel, but its research focused on capturing and studying beings from what they called high-stress environments. Their last expedition had ended in disaster when their specimens, intelligent beings from another death world, had escaped and damaged the ship. There was no prison break, no political prisoners. It had all been a lie to hide their true purpose, and now they planned to capture the crew of the Nomad's Fortune as replacements. Olivia downloaded as much information as she could to her personal device. Then she carefully made her way back to the engine room, trying to act normal. She needed to finish the repairs, not to help the aliens, but to ensure both ships could move again. It was the only way to save her crew. In the engine room, Olivia worked faster than before. She understood the alien technology better now and knew what needed to be fixed. But she also made some small hidden changes to the control systems, changes that would give her an advantage later. As she worked, more alien crew members came to watch. They whispered among themselves and pointed at her hands. Olivia wondered how many of them knew about their commander's plans and how many, like Eleaval, might disagree with them. Your work is nearly complete? Nara asked, suddenly appearing beside her. Olivia managed not to jump in surprise. Yes, Commander. I should be finished by tomorrow. Then we can test the systems. Excellent. Then we will hold our ceremony of gratitude. Nara's voice was smooth, but her eyes were cold. Your entire crew will be most welcome aboard. That's very kind, Olivia said, hiding her fear. I'll let Captain Blackwood know. When she returned to the Nomad's Fortune that evening, Olivia went straight to the captain's quarters. She showed Blackwood everything she had discovered. They planned this from the beginning, Olivia explained. The distress call was a trap. They've been hunting for specimens from Deathworlds and now they want us. Captain Blackwood's face was grim. Can we escape? Our engines are still damaged. I've been working on that too, Olivia said. I can get our engines running enough for a short jump. But we need to be careful. They're watching us closely. What about their ship? Blackwood asked. You've been fixing their engine. Yes, but with some special modifications, Olivia smiled. If they try to follow us, they'll have problems. They made a plan. Olivia would return to the alien ship one more time to finish the repairs, both the real ones and her secret changes. The human crew would prepare the Nomad's Fortune for a quick escape. When the time came, they would need to move fast. The next morning, Olivia returned to the Twilight Eternal for the last time. She felt the weight of her responsibility as she worked on the final adjustments to the alien engine. Everything had to look normal until they were ready to escape. As she worked, Kirisoth watched her more closely than before. The security chief seemed suspicious, her hand always near her weapon. Your work is impressive for a human, Kirisoth said. Our engineers are amazed at how quickly you've learned our technology. Humans are good at adapting, Olivia said, focusing on a delicate adjustment. It's how we survive on our death world. Yes, your adaptability is remarkable. It will make you valuable specimens. Kirisoth's voice was cold. Olivia's hands froze for a moment, then continued working, so Kirisoth wasn't even trying to hide their plans anymore. I'm just an engineer doing my job. You are more than that, Kirisoth said. You are the key to the most important research expedition in my people's history. The first detailed study of Deathworlders who have achieved space travel. Before Olivia could respond, her personal device beeped. It was a message from Captain Blackwood. Ready when you are. Signal when safe. Olivia took a deep breath. It was time. She made the final adjustment to the alien engine and closed the access panel. The repairs are complete. You should be able to test the systems now. Kirisoth nodded and spoke into her communicator. Moments later, the crystal in the center of the room began to glow brighter, and the humming sound grew louder. It works, Kirisoth said, looking pleased. Commander Zinara will be most satisfied. Now, if you'll come with me, we need to prepare for the ceremony. Of course, Olivia said. I just need to gather my tools. As Kirisoth turned to speak to another crew member, Olivia quickly pressed a hidden button on her engineering tablet. It sent a signal to the modifications she had made in the alien ship's systems. The lights flickered briefly, and the humming of the engine changed tone. Kirisoth looked around confused. What was that? She demanded. Probably just the engine stabilizing, Olivia said calmly. It's normal after repairs, but it wasn't normal. Olivia had just activated her secret program. In 30 minutes, it would create a power surge that would temporarily disable the Twilight Eternal's systems, giving the Nomad's fortune time to escape. Now she just had to get back to her ship before that happened. Olivia followed Kirisoth through the hallways of the Twilight Eternal, her mind racing. She needed to get back to the Nomad's fortune before her program activated, but Kirisoth seemed determined to keep her on the alien ship. The ceremony preparations are nearly complete, Kirisoth said. Commander Zinara is most pleased with your work. I'm glad, Olivia said, trying to sound normal. But I should report to my captain first. She'll want to know that the repairs are finished. Kirisoth's expression hardened. That won't be necessary. We've already contacted your ship. Your captain and crew will be joining us shortly. This wasn't good. If Captain Blackwood and the others came aboard the Twilight Eternal, they would all be trapped. Olivia needed to warn them somehow. At least let me clean up first, Olivia said, gesturing to her dirty hands. I'm covered in engine grease. Not very presentable for a ceremony. Kirisoth hesitated, then nodded. Very well. You may use the cleansing facility, but be quick. The alien led Olivia to a small room with something like a shower. You have 10 minutes, Kirisoth said before closing the door. Once alone, Olivia quickly pulled out her emergency communicator. She pressed the button and whispered urgently, Captain, don't come aboard. It's a trap. They plan to capture us all. I've set their systems to fail in about 25 minutes. Be ready to leave as soon as I get back. She waited anxiously for a response. After a moment, the communicator beeped softly. Captain Blackwood's voice came through very quiet. Understood. We're preparing for immediate departure. Get back here as soon as you can. Relieved, Olivia quickly washed her hands and face, then opened the door. Kirisoth was waiting, looking impatient. That was fast, the security chief said, sounding suspicious. Olivia shrugged. Engineers don't waste time on cleaning. We're used to being dirty. As they walked toward what Kirisoth called the ceremonial chamber, Olivia tried to think of a way to get back to the docking bay where her shuttle waited. She checked the time, 20 minutes until her program activated. Suddenly, Val appeared around a corner looking worried. When she saw Olivia with Kirisoth, her expression changed to one of careful neutrality. Kirisoth, she said, Commander Zinara requires your presence immediately. There's an issue with the security protocols for the ceremony. Kirisoth frowned. I can't leave the human unattended. I'll escort her, Val offered. The commander was quite insistent that she speak with you personally. After a moment of hesitation, Kirisoth nodded. Very well. Take her to the ceremonial chamber. I'll join you there shortly. With a last suspicious look at Olivia, she walked away. As soon as Kirisoth was out of sight, Val grabbed Olivia's arm. This way quickly, she whispered. I know what you've done to our systems. It was clever, but Zinara's engineers have discovered it. They're working to disable your program. Olivia's heart sank. How much time do I have? Not much. Come, I know a faster way to your shuttle. Val led her down a different corridor, moving quickly. Why are you helping me? Olivia asked as they hurried along. Because what my people are doing is wrong, Val said. I've been studying your species secretly. You're not just specimens to be collected. You're intelligent beings with rights just like us. They turned a corner and nearly ran into a group of alien crew members. Val spoke quickly in her own language, and the others moved aside, looking curious but not stopping them. What did you tell them? Olivia asked when they were alone again. That you're helping me with an urgent scientific matter, Val said. Most of the crew don't know about Xenara's true plans. They believe we're really a research vessel studying space phenomena. They reached a small maintenance corridor that Olivia hadn't seen before. It was narrow and dimly lit. This will take us near the docking bay, Val explained. It's used for emergency access. As they moved through the corridor, Olivia heard a sound ahead of them. She stopped, putting a hand on Val's arm. There's someone there, she whispered. Before they could retreat, a figure stepped out of the shadows. It wasn't one of the ship's crew. This alien was different, smaller with copper-colored skin and 4 amber eyes. Intricate patterns that looked like circuits were etched into its skin. Val gasped and reached for something at her belt, but the strange alien held up its 6-fingered hands in a peaceful gesture. I mean no harm, it said in a voice that seemed to have multiple tones at once. I am Zith, archivist of the Concordance. I have been hiding on this ship since it attacked my vessel. Olivia looked at Val. You said the specimens escaped. They did, Val said, looking shocked, but we thought they all fled in escape pods. How did you survive on board? I know ships, Zyth said simply. I have been living in the maintenance corridors, making small repairs when I could. I watched you, Olivia Reeves, working on the engine. Your modifications were impressive. We don't have time for this, Olivia said, checking the time. 15 minutes left. I need to get back to my ship. I can help, Zyth offered. I know this ship better than they do now. There are security guards at the main entrance to the docking bay, but I know another way in. Olivia looked at Val, who nodded. We can trust him. The Concordance is known for its honesty. Lead the way, Olivia told Zyth. The strange alien moved quickly through the maintenance corridor, taking turns that Olivia would never have found on her own. They crawled through narrow spaces and climbed down ladders, moving deeper into the ship's structure. Why did they attack your vessel? Olivia asked as they moved. The Celestial Sovereignty attacks any ship that refuses to give them specimens, Zyth explained. My people, the Concordance, believe in the rights of all sentient beings. We refuse to help them collect Deathworlders for their experiments. What kind of experiments? Olivia asked, though she feared she already knew. They study how different species adapt to stress, Val answered, her voice heavy with shame. They believe that by understanding Deathworlders like you, they can make their own people stronger, more resilient. By torturing them? Olivia asked angrily. Not torture. But yes, the methods are cruel, Val admitted. It's why I can no longer support Xenara's mission. They reached a small hatch. Scythe opened it carefully and peered through. Clear, he whispered. Your shuttle is just across the bay, but we must be careful. There are guards. Olivia looked through the hatch. They were in a maintenance area above the docking bay. Below, she could see her shuttle. 2 alien guards stood near it, weapons ready. I can create a distraction, Zith offered. Something to draw them away. No need, Olivia said, pulling out her engineering tablet. I can access the ship's systems from here. She quickly typed in commands using the access Val had given her earlier. Let's see. How about a little life support emergency in the opposite section? Moments later, alarms began to sound in a distant part of the ship. The guards looked at each other. Then one of them spoke into a communicator. After a brief conversation, both guards hurried away, leaving the shuttle unguarded. Now's our chance, Olivia said. Let's go. They climbed down from the maintenance area and ran to the shuttle. Olivia quickly prepared for launch while Val and Zyth watched the doors nervously. You should come with us, Olivia told them. Both of you. They'll punish you for helping me. Val hesitated. My place is here. I must try to change my people from within, but Zyth should go with you. The Sovereignty will never let him live if they find him. Zyth looked at Val. She is right. I cannot stay. May I join you, Olivia Reeves? Of course, Olivia said. We could use someone who knows about the Sovereignty. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the docking bay. A voice spoke over the ship's communication system. It was Zenara, sounding angry. Security alert. The human engineer is attempting to escape. All personnel to the docking bay immediately. Go now, Eleaval urged, pushing Zeeth toward the shuttle. I'll try to delay them. Thank you, Olivia said, grabbing Eleaval's hand briefly. Be careful. As Eleaval hurried away, Olivia and Zeeth boarded the shuttle. Olivia quickly started the engines and released the docking clamps. The shuttle pulled away from the Twilight Eternal just as security forces burst into the docking bay. Hold on, Olivia told Zeeth as she pushed the shuttle's engines to full power. This might get rough. The shuttle shot away from the alien ship, racing toward the Nomad's fortune. Behind them, the Twilight Eternal's weapon systems began to power up. They're going to fire on us, Zeeth exclaimed. Olivia checked the time and smiled. Not for long. 3, 2, 1. Right on schedule, her program activated. The lights on the Twilight Eternal flickered, then went out. The weapons powered down. The alien ship drifted, temporarily disabled. Perfect timing, Olivia said as she guided the shuttle toward the Nomad's fortune. Now let's get out of here before they get their systems back online. The shuttle docked with the Nomad's fortune with a solid clunk. As soon as the airlock sealed, Captain Blackwood's voice came over the communication system. Reeves, is that you? We're ready to leave. It's me, Captain, Olivia confirmed. And I've brought a friend. He can help us understand what we're dealing with. Get to the bridge immediately, Blackwood ordered. We've got company. Olivia and Zeeth hurried through the human ship. The crew they passed stared at Zeeth with surprise, but no one stopped them. When they reached the bridge, they found Captain Blackwood standing by the main view screen. Her face grim. Look, she said, pointing to the screen. Beyond the disabled Twilight Eternal, 3 new ships had appeared. They were similar in design but larger, with obvious weapon ports along their hulls. More sovereignty ships? Olivia asked. No, Zeeth said, his 4 eyes widening. Those are void-born hegemony vessels, the ones that attacked the Twilight Eternal before. They must have tracked it here. Great, Blackwood muttered. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Are they hostile to us too? The hegemony is hostile to everyone, Zeeth explained. They are rivals of the sovereignty, equally interested in collecting specimens from other worlds. But their methods are even more brutal. Olivia looked at the alien ships approaching. Captain, we need to leave now. The Twilight Eternal will be back online soon, and we'll be caught between them and the hegemony. Our engines are only at 60%, Blackwood said. We can't outrun them, Olivia thought quickly. Maybe we don't have to. She turned to Zeeth. You said you've been making repairs on the Twilight Eternal. Do you know if their communication systems are tied into the same power grid I disabled? They are not, Zeeth replied. The communication array has its own backup power. It should still be functional. Good, Olivia said. Captain, I have an idea. It's risky, but it might get us out of here. Blackwood nodded. Let's hear it. Olivia explained her plan. Using Zeeth's knowledge of sovereignty communication protocols and Olivia's modifications to the Twilight Eternal systems, they could send a false message to the hegemony ships, making them think the sovereignty vessel was preparing to attack. At the same time, they would send another false message to the Twilight Eternal, warning of a hegemony attack. In the confusion, the Nomad's fortune could slip away. It's devious, Blackwood said with a small smile. I like it. Make it happen. Olivia and Zeeth worked quickly, using the human ship's communication array to craft their false messages. When they were ready, they sent them simultaneously. The effect was immediate. The hegemony ships changed course, moving to surround the still disabled Twilight Eternal. At the same time, emergency power came on aboard the sovereignty vessel, and its weapon systems began to activate. Now, Mr. Patel, Blackwood ordered her helmsman. Take us out of here, maximum speed. The Nomad's fortune moved quietly away from the confrontation, its engines pushed to their limits. On the view screen, they watched as the hegemony and sovereignty ships exchanged the first shots of what would likely be a fierce battle. Both sides will be too busy with each other to worry about us, Blackwood said with satisfaction. Well done, Reeves. Thank you, Captain, Olivia said, feeling relieved but also troubled. But we have a bigger problem. According to Zeeth and what I learned on their ship, both the sovereignty and the hegemony have been hunting species from death worlds like Earth. They see us as valuable research subjects. And they know about us now, Blackwood realized. They know humans are out here. Yes, Zeeth confirmed. And they will not stop looking for you, especially now that they have seen what humans are capable of. He gestured to Olivia. Your engineer defeated their best security, repaired technology she had never seen before, and outwitted both the sovereignty and the hegemony. You have proven how dangerous and valuable Deathworlders can be. Captain Blackwood sighed. So we've made some powerful enemies. But also a friend, Zith said. The Concordance would be honored to ally with your people. We have long opposed both the sovereignty and the hegemony. Together we might stand against them. First we need to warn Earth, Olivia said. They need to know what's out here. Agreed, Blackwood nodded. Mr. Patel, set course for Earth. Best possible speed. Ms. Mills, prepare a full report for Space Command. Include everything we've learned about these alien factions. As the crew hurried to their tasks, Olivia took Zyth to the ship's mess hall to get some food and rest. The alien seemed fascinated by the human ship and its crew. Your people are so different from what the sovereignty believes, he said as they sat at a table. They think Deathworlders are all aggressive, violent creatures useful only for research. But you are builders, explorers, problem solvers. We're all of those things, Olivia admitted. Humans can be violent when threatened, but most of us just want to live peacefully and learn about the universe. That's why we're out here. The sovereignty and hegemony have been the dominant powers in this sector for centuries, Zith explained. They have never encountered a species like yours, one that evolved on a high-gravity, high-radiation world, yet developed advanced technology and space travel. You represent something new and potentially disruptive to their power, so they'll keep coming after us, Olivia said. Yes, Zyth nodded, but they will find humans are not easy prey. Later, on the bridge, Captain Blackwood called a meeting of the senior crew. Olivia and Zyth explained everything they knew about the alien factions, their technology, and their intentions. So these aliens have been collecting and experimenting on species from worlds like ours, Lieutenant Commander Ryan, the security chief, said with disgust. And now they've got their eyes on humans. It seems so, Blackwood confirmed. But thanks to Reeves and our new friend Zyth, we have valuable intelligence about them. We know about their technology, their ships, and their intentions. That gives us an advantage. The Concordance has been gathering information on both factions for years, Zyth added. I will share everything we know with you. Together with what Olivia learned about their technology, it should help you prepare defenses. What about Elea Val? Olivia asked. She helped us escape. I hope she'll be okay. Elea Val is clever, Zyth said. And there are others like her in the sovereignty who question their leader's methods. Perhaps she will find a way to help from within. Captain Blackwood stood up. We have a long journey home ahead of us and much to prepare. Earth needs to be ready for what's coming. But thanks to all of you, we have a fighting chance. As the meeting broke up, Olivia took one last look at the view screen, where the distant flashes of the battle between the sovereignty and hegemony ships could still be seen. The galaxy had suddenly become a much more dangerous place for humanity. But it had also become larger, filled with both new threats and potential allies. A week later, as the Nomad's Fortune continued its journey back to Earth, Olivia was in the engine room, working with the ship's engineers to improve their engines using what she had learned from the alien technology. Scythe often joined her, offering insights from his own knowledge. You know, Olivia said as they worked on a power coupling, when I signed up for deep space assignment, I thought the biggest challenge would be homesickness or boredom. I never expected to uncover an interstellar conspiracy and make first contact with multiple alien civilizations. The universe is full of surprises, Zyth replied. Some dangerous, some wondrous. Often both at once, like meeting you, Olivia smiled. If the sovereignty hadn't captured you, if they hadn't sent that fake distress call, if we hadn't responded, none of this would have happened. We might have gone on for years not knowing about the threats out here. Or the friends, Zyth added. Your discovery has changed everything, Olivia Reeves. Not just for humans, but for all the species that the sovereignty and hegemony have targeted. You have given us hope that their dominance can be challenged. Captain Blackwood's voice came over the communication system. Senior staff to the bridge. We're receiving a transmission from Earth Space Command. When Olivia arrived on the bridge with Zyth, the atmosphere was tense. The view screen showed Admiral Laura Chen of Earth Space Command, her expression serious as she studied the reports they had sent ahead. Captain Blackwood, Engineer Reeves, she acknowledged, and Archivist Zyth of the Concordance. On behalf of Earth, I thank you for this critical intelligence. We're already implementing security measures based on your reports. Admiral, how are we responding to this threat? Blackwood asked. Cautiously but firmly, Chen replied. We're strengthening our defenses and reaching out to other species we've made contact with. Many of them have had their own encounters with these factions but were too intimidated to speak of it. Now they're ready to stand with us. She looked directly at Olivia. Engineer Reeves, your technical analysis of their ships and technology has been invaluable. Our scientists are already working on countermeasures. And Archivist Zaith, your offer of alliance with the Concordance has been accepted by the Earth Council. Olivia felt a surge of pride mixed with determination. What had started as a simple repair job in deep space had turned into something much more significant, the beginning of a new chapter in human history.